So as a dad, there's two things that I do without question every morning. The first thing is I make myself an espresso. Uh, One shot, sometimes two. Uh, Actually, most times two. And the second thing is I wake up my daughter. And those are two things that I do without question every morning. The espresso gives me a bit of a jolt, but I think waking up my daughter gives me an even bigger jolt. And yeah, the relationship I have with my daughter is completely different from the relationship I have with my son, who's 4, and he's the first one of the family. Uh, it was a lot easier to bond with my son, uh, just naturally. The the father son dynamic is subconsciously a lot easier to navigate, and there's more common interest. Uh, with my daughter, she's 2 now. I remember early on. I remember early on, she would always favor my wife. Every time I would take her away from my wife or give my wife a bit of a breather, she would wail, cry, just run back to mom. And that was tough. It was tough for me to reconcile with. You hear all these stories about how it's amazing to be a girl dad, and yeah, I didn't have that experience early on. And when she would cry, I would get anxious, tense up, and it would feed back into her, and it just became a hard cycle to break. Sorry, I think I smelled a skunk here. Sorry about that. But I think I accidentally stumbled upon a routine that made me bond with my daughter in a way I never thought I would. Uh, so I started waking her up in the morning, and that was the one thing I did. I woke her up every morning, and it just became my thing. Uh, I would, I would. She used to. She calls daddy now when she wakes up. She doesn't cry anymore, and so today I'll peek through the door. Her crib's right there, and I'll see her smile, and she usually hiding one hand under the covers, and I'll say, "Hey Zoe, where's your hand?" And then she'll pop it out, and then I'll make a surprised look, and then we'll both laugh about it. And then I'll take her to the chair. I'll rest her on my shoulder for a bit, and then we take a few minutes, take a few minutes to give her a few minutes to wake up, and then she'll rub her cheeks against mine. She'll do a little peekaboo action. She'll shake a bit. Then we'll laugh again. Then I put her down, change her diaper, stretch her legs out a bit, move them side to side, which she likes. That usually gets a nice reaction out of her. And yeah, and then it's just our time, to bond. It takes it's about 10 minutes, and it's in a busy day. That's something she can count on, and that's something I can count on. Is those 10 minutes with each other, just me and her. I get her dressed up for school or for daycare, and she's a little fussy one, so I think that slow, gradual ramp up process is beneficial for her. But it all wasn't always like that. Early on, she'd cry and wanted mommy, and but my mom, but my sorry, my wife sometimes works late, so I give her a bit of a break, and so I'm the one taking care of my daughter in the morning. And I just stumbled upon it, and so my daughter knows me for that one thing, and yeah, it just helped. It just helped when I tried everything to make the bond stronger. This was something that worked, and now it's bleeding into everyday life. Uh, she's so much more welcoming of me, which is funny to say. I can take her for my wife without her crying. And it's just a special bond. I don't know how to explain it. When your daughter smiles at you, it affects you a bit differently than your son. Um, so yeah, I'm about to go wake her up right now. And yeah, it's a non-negotiable for the day. And if I reflect on it now, I think, and this might be my own biased opinion, but it's a humble opinion. I think my daughter prefers me over my wife now.